Hello again. So, yet another adventure with the snake enclosure. The pond that we had in, it wouldn't quit leaking. This was what, attempt like number 6 at doing it. Tried siliconing every which way. It looks like because there's not a top support beam, it just wasn't enough to keep it from moving, so it kept leaking. We ripped it all out, and we are trying something else. So let me flip the camera and show you. Okay, so as you can see, the walls are gone, no walls. There's that lovely silicone line, if you can see it up against the wall. We tried to clean the glass as good as we could, but, you know, when you've silicone stuff, there's only so much you can do to get it all off. So the bottom of our tank has a water valve thing. Here's the, the top part. So we pulled it out, nice clean circle. We can clean all this up here in a second. But basically, we went to Lowe's and we got a, what would you call it, like a pond liner. It's just a little tiny one. See? Nice little pond liner. And I put it in, I measured the hole at the bottom, cut it out, and then we're gonna get this all cleaned up. We're gonna set it in there, and we're gonna see if it holds water. And if this works, we will have a nice pond that drains and will look good in the tank. So here's hoping. Okay, so we got the glass all nice and clean. Got the little surface area. This only touches, see where the flat is? It only touches that much of the glass, so you don't have to worry about ripping everything out, thankfully. So let's get this in there. There we go. Hey, it's nice to have a helper. And then that goes in that like that. Try and get the valve in.
It's too small. It needs to be a little bit bigger.
Oh, I need to cut the hole bigger?
Well, let me see if I can get just screw in.
Yeah, because you want the hole nice and tight so that it screws in so you don't have too much leakage around it. You want it to be as tight as possible.
Back out.
Okay. Well, let's see here.
Put it over.
Oh yeah, see it's going through. So this is, if you see, I cut it really close to the circle.
There we go.
So we're just gonna pop it in, and then, there you go. Perfect. Get that in there, and then, as you can see, here's the hole here. I think my light's about to disappear. Yeah, my light's about to disappear. But if you can see it, it fits nicely in that hole right there. And then we're gonna take the bottom part, which is the nice little ring here, and we're just gonna screw it on as tight as we can. And then I'm gonna move out of the way, and I'm gonna let Tony finish it because I can't tighten things.
Can you hold this where you want it?
Yeah.
Put it on backwards.
Oh. Whoops. And that's why I don't tighten things. I put them on backwards.
The octagon?
Yeah, the octagon goes out. Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. That's nice.
Oh yeah, that feels more secure already. Whoa. Okay, go for it. All right. So, well, it moves a little bit, but we're going to plug it up and we're going to see how well it holds water.
Push it forward. No, pull.
No, because this isn't moving this.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
So I think it's just moving because it's on glass. All right, here we go. Stopper is in. Let's cross our fingers. So we have the bowl in. It is nice and secured. Can't really see it because of the dark, but up here we've got the valve. I've put a like a bowl or a feeder right there so that if it leaks, we can actually see it. So that we have something to go off of. So this is kind of hard one-handed. All right, here we go. Gallon of water. Let's see how this goes.
It's leaking.
Oh. Shoot. Well, there it goes, it's leaking. So, this failed.
No, we just need
We
another
need to
washer.
tighten it.
Yeah.
Okay, so troubleshooting, we pulled it out of the tank, and we are using a bucket here and just kind of filling it with water and adjusting and seeing how it goes. So far so good with this one. I widened the hole a bit. There's a washer to help seal around it, but it turns out I had it too tight of a hole because you heard the popping or whatever noise when we tried to put the plug in. It was too tight, it was creating a gap. So now it's, I don't think you can see it. Yeah, you can't see it through the water, but it's nice and tight here. And then when we look in the bucket, it's, I think the only drip there is what was already wet. So I'm gonna let this sit for a few minutes and, wow, my hair's a mess. I'm gonna let this sit for a few minutes and see if it leaks, and if it doesn't, we're gonna call it good and try and stick it back in the tank. Because I figured a bucket was better than taking it in and out and in and out and in and out of the tank. So here's hoping. Okay, so emptied it out, flipped it over. It was dripping a lot, so it wasn't just the what was already wet. Let's see if I can get it to focus here. There you go. Okay, so if you see over here, it's flush up against the what do you call it? Against the threading. Like it's a really tight fit. But then over here on this side where it wasn't dripping from, you've got a little space around it. But like I said, we've got that washer in there, so it keeps it tight. So you need it to be within the washer's boundaries, but just enough gapping around it that the, oops, moved too close, that it's not touching the threading. So here we go again. I'm gonna do another cut on this side to loosen it away from the threading. I'm trying to get to where you can see it. I don't think you really can. But I'm gonna cut it away from the threading. We're gonna do another water test and see how it goes. Okay, here we go, another water test. Let's add some light to it. So we've got just enough to cover the plug. And then if we look down here, I don't see anything dripping. Yay! It looks like it worked. So again, what I did was made the hole a little bit wider so that the threads don't touch the plastic. So we are going to empty out the water and stick it in the tank and see how it goes. Yay! Alright, so here we go. The pond is going in. As you can see, nice and dry, nice and clean. All the substrate is out of the way. And, whoops, dropped a piece. Here goes the pond, and we're just going to set that in over the hole. I can't do it with one hand, so got to stop the camera. Okay, got it in. As you see, it lines up all nice. Here is the part that goes on top of it with the little gasket. And we're just going to stick it in the hole, and Tony's going to screw on the bottom. So, here we go. Yeah, this part's super exciting, isn't it? Whee! Whoa. Is it all tightened on your end?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not budging up here. And then let's see if we can get in close enough. Will it focus? Okay, well, it's not really focusing. I'm trying to get it to focus. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, there's no gap around it. It's like that all the way around. I don't know that it'll, yeah, can't really move the camera to show you that, but here we go. Here comes the water. It's full. Let's check the bottom. Ah, fudge. Okay, we're gonna try tightening it. Okay, so we went and tightened it just a hair more, and dried off the area that was leaking just to be safe. And let's see if you can see it. No drip. Woo! We're getting more water right now to fill it some more to see if any additional water pressure makes it leak anymore. But I'm very hopeful for this one. It's so much easier than siliconing and waiting 2 or 3 days for everything to dry. My goodness. So let's see. I don't think I can turn it around while it's going. No, I can't. That's okay. So yeah, I'll fill in the substrate area around it if this works and clean the stickers out, and yeah, we might finally have a tank that works for her. So we added an extra gallon of water. It's good. Now it's time to decorate the tank. We threw in our nice little moss ball that's been sitting in a tiny container for too long. So our moss ball has a nice little home again. Yay! Oh, and the snake has a pool. That's, you know, the big thing. But our moss ball has a pool. Okay, time to decorate. Yep, there's Abby.
Get out of the water. Go in.
We tried to put her in her nice little tree, and the first thing she did was run into the water. Or slither into the water.
There we go.
Do. Waiting on the snake. Bye, Abby. Ooh, look at that rainbow. She's really bright now. That's cool. So anyways, I gotta finish throwing some more substrate in to even everything out, but obviously there's her little Heidi tree and her lovely bright rainbow. She likes her little grass back there. And then we've got the pond with the moss ball. More substrate. Lovely little patch of grass on her cold side with her little cold hut. Still have to clean out the pond and get the stickers out, but yeah, she was getting kind of anxious in her other little spot that we were keeping her in her tiny bucket, so we decided to just go ahead and let her back in her tree. Sorry for the blinding light, that is her heat lamp. And that's basically it. So let me scoot back a little so you can see the whole thing. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Okay, well, there's, oh, thank you. There's the hot side, pond, cold side. So then once we get another nice new tank, it'll be even prettier because you won't be able to see all that silicone residue. And then of course her humidifier mister, hot cold lamp, daytime lamp. Yeah, that's basically it. This is pond attempt number, what, like 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions, thoughts, ideas, anything you think we can do better? You know, leave a comment, hit me up on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. I don't Twitter, so no Twitter. Sorry. I don't know. All right, bye.